Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today I would like to discuss more about diagonalization. If you recall the previous lecture in which we have developed a procedure to diagonalize a given matrix. So the procedure is very simple, but I posed a question last time whether a given matrix, of course, a square matrix, is diagonalizable or not. So this is very important decision. So we need to answer such questions. So I hope you have understood the question whether a given matrix is always diagonalizable. If not, then what are the conditions? So to do, I would like to start with some theorem. So theorem 1 states that an n cross n matrix A is diagonalizable if and only if A has n linearly independent eigenvectors. And then there is another theorem that would help us to decide when A has n linearly independent eigenvectors. An n cross n matrix A with n distinct eigenvalues is diagonalized. So if A is a 3 cross 3 matrix and you have three distinct different eigenvalues, then for sure the matrix A would be diagonalizable. That will be similar to a diagonal matrix. So the definition of similarity of matrices uh, has been provided in the previous video. So maybe I write again. If you have two matrices A and B, then A is similar to B if B can be composed as P inverse AB, where B is an invertible matrix. And if this B happens to be a diagonal matrix, then we say P is said to diagonalize A, and this B will be the required diagonalized matrix. Theorem 3, which is the last theorem, eigenvectors corresponding to distinct eigenvalues are linearly independent. So this is the reason that we have written the theorem 2. Because if you have distinct eigenvalues, the vectors will be linearly independent, and if the vectors are linearly independent, then the condition of theorem 1 is satisfied, and of course theorem 2 is the combined result of these two theorems. So in order to decide whether a given matrix is diagonalizable or not, you need to compute the eigenvalues. And if all the eigenvalues are different, distinct, then you can decide that this is the matrix that is going to be diagonalized. If you have repeated eigenvalues, then matrix may or may not be diagonalized. So हम दोनों केसेस से एक एक एग्जांपल को सॉल्व करते हैं. So procedure already explained in the last video. Number one, first compute the eigenvalues of A, lambda 1, lambda 2, blah blah blah, lambda n if A is an n cross n. Then compute the corresponding eigenvectors, and of course these eigenvectors will generate an eigenspace which is a subspace. Okay, compute the corresponding eigenvectors v1, v2 up to so on to vn, and then third step is construct a matrix P having these linearly independent eigenvectors as its columns. And then the fourth and final step is you can obtain the diagonalized matrix P by this multiplication P inverse A. Now you need to consider why we have imposed the condition of linear independence. If all these eigenvectors are linearly independent, then they will be composing this matrix P. If all the vectors are linearly independent, that will guarantee that the matrix P is invertible. If you have P as invertible matrix, then of course you can perform this multiplication and you may get the required diagonalizable matrix. I will be solving two problems. पहली एग्जांपल में हम ये देखेंगे कि आइगन वैल्यूज सारी डिफरेंट हैं, डिस्टिंक्ट हैं, तो मैट्रिक्स डायगोनलाइजेबल होगा। सेकंड एग्जांपल में हम देखेंगे कि आइगन वैल्यूज रिपीट हो रही हैं, तो मैट्रिक्स जो है वो डायगोनलाइजेबल नहीं होगा। And then maybe if time permits, I will be solving an example in which eigenvalue is repeated, but you have the required number of independent eigenvectors so that A is diagonalizable. So first exercise, I will be skipping some calculations because the steps are very simple. So A is 1, 2, minus 1, 101, 4 minus 4, 5. So the question is diagonalize A if possible. So question itself says or explains that not every matrix is diagonalizable. So diagonalize A if possible. So first step, compute the eigenvalues. For that we need to solve the characteristic equation, which is a scalar equation in the value lambda. This lambda is called eigenvalue. You may recall the previous lecture where I have given detail how we arrive at this scalar equation. So A minus lambda I determined would be 1 minus lambda, 2 minus 1, 1, 0 minus lambda, 1, 4 minus 4, and 5 minus lambda. So if you expand this determinant, you would be getting the characteristic equation or latent equation, or we could say the auxiliary equation, lambda cube minus 6 lambda square plus 11 lambda minus 6 equals to 0. And solving this through synthetic division or any other tool, you will arrive at these eigenvalues 1, 2, and 3. So what is the good news at this moment? All eigenvalues are distinct. So for sure, we can say A is diagonalizable. But to do that, we need to perform further steps that I have already explained. Step 2, compute the eigenvectors. And we have written a theorem, if all eigenvalues are distinct, then corresponding eigenvectors will be linearly independent. So in this case, we will be getting 3 linearly independent eigenvectors, and we will be able to form the matrix P and will be able to compute the inverse of P, and at the end we will get the diagonalized matrix D. So lambda equals to 1, you need to solve this vector problem now. A minus lambda I into V equals to 0. To compute eigenvectors, you need to solve a vector problem, not a scalar problem. But to compute eigenvalues, we have to solve a scalar problem. So A minus lambda I into V equals to 0. So for lambda equals to 1, you will be getting A minus lambda I. A minus lambda I will be So A minus lambda I is 1 minus lambda. So lambda is 1, then here you will get 1 minus 1, 0, 2 minus 1, 1, minus 1, 1, and then 4 minus 4, 5 minus 1 is 4, and the eigenvector xyz in general, and we are to find xyz. This is 0. So I will completely solve this first eigenvector, and then rest I will be writing directly. So here the important point is to notice you will never get three linearly independent equations. Otherwise you will be getting a unique solution, and for unique solution you will be getting only one eigenvector. But I already told you in the last lecture that eigenvector is not alone. It generates a full space that is known as eigenspace. So there will be infinitely many eigenvectors corresponding to lambda equals to 1. So 2x minus y equals to 0 is the first equation. X minus y plus z equals to 0 is the other equation. 4x minus 4y plus 4z equals to 0 is the third one. So if you look carefully, they are dependent. If you multiply the second equation by 4, you will get this equation. So they are dependent. Means one equation is redundant. You could record of this equation or this, it's up to you. Okay, then you need to solve the rest of the two equations. So I will be solving these two equations. So y equals to 2x equals to y, and then x equals to y minus z. So if we put y as 1, then x will be 2. Sorry, 2, there is some calculation error. This is 2x, so 2y minus z. So let me correct this first equation. This is 2y minus z. So 2y minus z equals to 0. So of course then this first problem is z equals to 2y. Z equals to 2y. So if we set y equals to 1, then z is equals to 2 and x is equals to 1 minus 2, that is minus 1. So I have taken a single value of y, but of course this y is a free variable. We have infinitely many solutions. If you take y as r, then z will be 2 times r and x is r minus 2r negative of r. So in general, all vectors of this form minus r, r and 2r, they are eigenvectors corresponding to lambda equals to 1. So minus 1, 1, 2. So this will be the generator of the eigenspace that corresponds to lambda equals to 1. And for different values of the free variable r, you have eigenvectors. Of course, they are dependent because they are multiple of each other. So lambda equals to 1 implies the eigenspace for lambda equals to 1 is equals to V. For lambda equals to 1, you may have any other notation. All vectors of this form. Similarly, for lambda equals to 2, you will repeat the procedure, and eigenspace for lambda equals to 2 will be V lambda equals to 2 is equal to r times minus 2, 1 and 4. Again, r is a scalar. For lambda equals to 3, eigenspace, which is of course a vector space, for lambda equals to 3, V at lambda equals to 3, all vectors of this form minus 1, 1, 4 are belonging to R. So these are called generators. This is generator of the space. This is generator of the second eigenspace. This is generator. So we have obtained three linearly independent eigenvectors. If you recall the theorem, these eigenvalues are distinct. So it is guaranteed by that theorem that this generator is independent from this and this is linearly independent from this. So we can now form the matrix P, which is the third step, having these generators are V1, V2, V3 as the columns of this matrix. So if you write the first column V1 minus 1, 1, 2, of course you could take any multiple of this at this place. It makes no difference. So it's better to write just generators like V1, V2 and V3. V1 minus 2, 1, 4 and then 1, 1, 4. And the last step is first you need to compute P inverse. You can separately compute this by some row operations or through MATLAB or Maple or Mathematica, whatever, because for larger matrices, you need to use some software to compute the inverse of P. At the moment, this is a 3 cross 3 matrix. So the P inverse will be, I am directly writing 0, 2, minus 1 by 2, minus 1, minus 1, 0, 1, 0, 1 by 2, and then in the middle we have the given matrix A, 1, minus 1, 0, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2. And here is of course the matrix P, minus 1, 1, 2, minus 2, 1, 4, and 1, 1. So matrix multiplication is associative. You can perform this multiplication either by taking these two first and the resultant should be multiplied with this, or you can first multiply these two and then the resultant is multiplied with this. So associativity gives you this choice. Okay. And then at the end of the day, you will be getting, of course, diagonalized matrix. And the one important thing is that the eigenvalues would appear on the diagonal. So this is the required matrix D. तो चूंकि आइगन वैल्यूज डिफरेंट थी तो हमें गारंटी मिल गई उसी स्टेप से कि ये मैट्रिक्स डायगोनलाइज हो जाएगा. लेट अस मूव टुवर्ड्स अनदर प्रॉब्लम. Exercise 2. Let me take some solved problem to save some time. Okay. I will not be computing now the eigenvectors directly. We'll write the answers. Okay, so A is 2, 4, 6, 0, 2, 2, 0, 0, 4. Diagonalize A if possible. So हमें यहाँ पे इसकी आइगन वैल्यूज को कंप्यूट करना होगा. So A minus lambda I determinant equals to 0 would give rise to this equation. You could solve by yourself. 2 minus lambda 4, 6, 0, 2 minus lambda 2, 0, 0, 4 minus lambda. There will be a cubic polynomial here. On the left hand side equals to 0. So there will be three values. So 2, 2, 4. Now you see the eigenvalues are repeated. So in case of repeated eigenvalues, in my last lecture, I have written a definition. The number of times an eigenvalue is repeated is known as the algebraic multiplicity of that eigenvalue. So algebraic multiplicity of lambda equals to 2 is 2, क्योंकि ये दो बार आई है. और algebraic multiplicity of lambda equals to 4 is 1 because this is not repeated. Now the question is whether this is diagonalizable or not. At this stage we can say may or may not. For surety we have to compute the eigenvectors and we need to check the geometric multiplicity of lambda equals to 2. So algebraic multiplicity is 2 If the geometric multiplicity is also true, then it would be diagonalizable. So what is geometric multiplicity? Of course, when I will find the eigenvectors, then I'll explain. So for lambda equals to 2, I need to solve a vector problem a minus lambda I into v equals to 0. So a minus lambda I is 2 minus lambda 4, 6, 0, 2 minus lambda 2, 0, 0, 4 minus lambda. Then x, y, z equals to 0, 0, 0. So lambda को 2 put कर दें because lambda is 2. 0, 4, 6, 0, 0, 2, 0, 0, 2, x, y, z equals to 0, 0, 0. So we will be having like 4y plus 6z equals to 0, and then 2z equals to 0, and from third equation 2z equals to 0. यहाँ से ये तो तय हो गया z is 0. If z is 0, then 4y plus 6 0 equals to 0, y is also 0. There is no decision about x, so x is random or arbitrary. So you could take x equals to r. So eigenvector for lambda equals to 2 is equals to r 0, 0. Or if you take r as common, you can see the generator 1, 0, 0. Now the answer to the geometric multiplicity, lambda equals to 2 was repeated twice. But for lambda equals to 2, we only have this one independent vector. So the geometric multiplicity is the number of independent vectors produced by that eigenvalue. So geometric multiplicity of lambda equals to 2 is 1. यहाँ पे अगर दो वेक्टर्स जनरेट हो जाते, वो दो इक्वेशंस मान जाती, तो एक वेरिएबल को r कह देते, दूसरे को s कह देते, तो r और s में कॉम्बिनेशन बनता, तो दो जनरेटर और दो आइगन वेक्टर्स मिल जाते. तो यहाँ से एक सादा सा एक और भी फार्मूला है चेक करने के लिए कि अब मैं p नहीं बना पाऊंगा. ऑफ कोर्स लैम्डा इक्वल्स टू 2 के लिए एक आइगन वेक्टर है जो यहाँ आएगा, बस एक ही तो जनरेट हुआ है, और उसके बाद जो आइगन वैल्यू थी लैम्डा इक्वल्स टू 4, उसका ऑफ कोर्स एक वेक्टर जनरेट होगा, वो आप सेकंड कॉलम में लिखेंगे. ठीक है, तो हमारे पास तो तीसरा कॉलम बनेगा नहीं, और ए जो है वो 3x3 का मैट्रिक्स था. सो व्हेनेवर द ज्योमेट्रिक मल्टीप्लिसिटी is less than the algebraic multiplicity, we say A is not diagonalizable. So we have decided at the moment A is not diagonalizable. So lambda equals to 2 ने दो वेक्टर्स हमें नहीं दिए, क्योंकि हमें यहाँ तीन कॉलम पूरे करने थे, तभी जाकर वो P इनवर्स आता और A P आता तो डायगोनल मैट्रिक्स बनता. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज, क्या ऐसी कोई प्रॉब्लम है कि अलजेब्राइक मल्टीप्लिसिटी ज्योमेट्रिक से मैच कर जाए? सो आई वुड लाइक टू एंड माय लेक्चर एट विद दैट एग्जांपल. एक्सरसाइज 3 in which you will see eigen value repeat होगी, लेकिन वो अपना काम पूरा कर देगी. जितनी उसकी algebraic multiplicity होगी, उतने ही vectors produce हो जाएंगे when you are finding the corresponding eigen vectors. So for that I will be solving this problem. Okay, let me take some problem in which the multiplicity is going to match. So this is the matrix 2, 0, 0, 1, 2, 1, and then minus 1, 0, 1. Okay. If you compute the eigenvalues, then you will see lambda equals to 1, 2, and 2. So algebraic multiplicity of lambda equals to 1 is 1, no problem. Algebraic multiplicity of lambda equals to 2 is 2. So अब हम फौरन डिसाइड नहीं कर सकते. The answer would be may or may not. If the algebraic multiplicity of lambda equals to 2 matches with the geometric multiplicity, then the matrix will be diagonalizable. Here I would suggest कि पहले आप lambda equals to 2 के corresponding procedure चलाएं, क्योंकि ये तो हमें पता ही है कि इसने एक आइगन वेक्टर आपको दे देना है. इसने अगर 2 आइगन वेक्टर दे दिए तो ठीक, अदरवाइज हम वहीं स्टॉप कर देंगे. So for lambda equals to 2, if you solve the vector equation 2 minus lambda 0 0 1 2 minus lambda 1, then minus 1 0 1 minus lambda x y z equals to 0 0 0, and put lambda equals to 2. So we will be getting 0 0 0 1 0 1 minus 1 0 minus 1 x y z equals to 0 0 0. So actually there is no contribution from this side. So x plus z equals to 0 from second row, and minus x minus z equals to 0. So z equals to minus x. From here also you can see z equals to minus x. So we have only one relation and 3 unknowns. So 2 random or arbitrary unknown will be there. So if I set x equals to r, z is equals to minus r, but what about y? Y का तो फैसला नहीं, y could be any value. So y, because y का multiplier हर जगह 0 है, so y could be taken as s. So x, y, z, the eigenvector corresponding to lambda equals to 2 will be r, s and minus r. So r को separate करें तो यहाँ पे आएगा 1 0 minus 1 plus s को कॉमन लें तो 0 1 0. Now you see this is one eigenvector, this is second, and they are independent. So 1, of course here is a 0. So lambda equals to 2 was repeated 2 times, लेकिन यहाँ से इसने 2 वेक्टर दे दिए हैं. एक वेक्टर आप ये लेते हैं 1 0 1, और सेकंड आप ये ले सकते हैं 0 1 0. So geometric multiplicity is also 2. Geometric multiplicity is also 2. So matrix is diagonalizable. अब आप फाइंड कीजिए जी lambda equals to 1 के करस्पॉन्डिंग जो आइगन वेक्टर है वो है 0 minus 1 1 और lambda equals to 1. So एक ये वेक्टर आ गया आपके पास. अब यहाँ से मैट्रिक्स P बना लें. इफ़ यू विश आप V3 को पहले कॉलम में लिख लें 0 minus 1 1, और बाकी जो 2 वेक्टर्स थे वो यहाँ पे लिखते हैं 0 1 0 ये वाला, and 1 0 minus 1. So 1 0 minus 1. So you could see the calculations. Maybe there is some plus minus need to adjust. Okay, then here is D will be P inverse AP, and of course I knew the answer already because this is diagonalizable and the eigenvalues would be appearing on the diagonal and rest of the entries would be 0. You can complete the procedure by taking the inverse of P and then by performing this multiplication. So that's it. So I repeat, at the end of this lecture, you are given a matrix A having order n. If that has n linearly independent eigenvalues, then for sure that matrix is diagonalizable. You are able to find D. If some eigenvalue has algebraic multiplicity greater than 1, तो जितनी उसकी algebraic multiplicity है, अगर उतनी ही उसकी geometric multiplicity आ जाए तो आपके required vectors पूरे हो जाएंगे. चूंकि जो मैट्रिक्स P बनाना है उसके कॉलम्स में वो वेक्टर्स V सेट होते हैं, देन यू कैन compute the diagonalized matrix. Thank you very much. See you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.